Your alarm goes off, and something feels wrong already. Your stomach looks bigger than it did yesterday morning. Your face feels puffy, swollen, tight around the eyes. You haven't eaten anything since last night's dinner ended. You haven't taken one step, done one single rep. By every logical measure, your body should burn fat, but nobody has ever told you the brutal truth. Right now, you are about to make one decision. That decision happens inside the next 45 minutes only. It decides if your body burns fat today, period, or if it locks every fat cell shut instead. Most people carrying belly fat have no idea this exists. Nobody warned you, nobody explained it, nobody even mentioned it. You were left guessing, blaming yourself for something purely biological. This tiny window is the most important moment of your day. You could eat perfectly clean for the entire day. Organic chicken, steamed vegetables, zero sugar, zero processed food. You could drink 3 liters of water without fail. You could crush a brutal 1-hour workout at night, and your body will still refuse to burn fat. All because of what happened between 7 and 8. That single morning window overrides every good choice after. This isn't about counting calories or tracking your macros. It isn't about genetics, and it isn't about metabolism. It has nothing to do with willpower or discipline. This is about one hormone running your entire story. That hormone is cortisol, and it controls everything you hate. More specifically, it's about your cortisol awakening response. It's a biological event firing every single morning, guaranteed. Most people destroy it before they even stand up. Here's the truth you need to hear today, honestly. Your belly fat isn't listening to your motivation, ever. It's only listening to your cortisol levels, nothing else. Right now, you're accidentally screaming at it to stay. You think you're telling your body to burn fat. Your cortisol is telling your belly fat to lock down. Today, you're getting 5 exact signals that change this. These signals reprogram your morning cortisol response completely, permanently. Not motivation, not discipline, not another diet you'll quit. Just pure biology, the kind that actually delivers results. Even if you hate exercise and always will, that's fine. Even if every diet you've tried has already failed. Once you understand the mechanism, willpower becomes completely irrelevant. You stop fighting your body and start finally cooperating with it. Let's talk about why your body clings to fat. Inside you lives an enzyme with a very specific job. It's called lipoprotein lipase, or simply LPL for short. LPL is your body's fat storage switch, literally, not figuratively. It pulls energy straight from your bloodstream, no hesitation. Then it locks that energy directly into fat cells. Think of LPL as the toughest bouncer at a club. He decides exactly who gets in, who gets rejected. Energy either fuels your muscles or gets locked away. LPL makes that call every single second, non-stop, always. It never sleeps, never pauses, never takes a single break. And its decision depends entirely on the signals you send it. Here's where this story becomes deeply personal, uncomfortably so. Your visceral fat carries 4 times more cortisol receptors. That's the fat wrapped around your internal organs, hidden. That's also the fat damaging your heart quietly, daily. Visceral fat is cortisol's single favorite target in your body. When cortisol rises, visceral fat is struck first, always. Every morning, your body enters pure metabolic vulnerability, instantly. You just spent hours without a single drop of water. Your blood thickens, harder for your heart to pump. Your adrenal glands are running dangerously close to empty. Your nervous system asks one question over and over. Is the world safe right now, or is danger present?
Send the wrong signal early, and the answer comes fast. No, it isn't safe. Lock everything down immediately, completely. Store every available calorie as fat, right now, urgently. Just like that, the decision for your entire day forms. Your LPL enzyme fires, your belly fat bunker slams shut. For the next 16 hours, your body stays in storage. You could run 10 miles and your body won't care. The decision was already made earlier that same morning. No workout, no discipline, no amount of sweat undoes it. But what if you sent an entirely different signal instead? What if, instead of panic, you gave your body reassurance? What if you convinced your biology that burning fat felt safe? That's exactly what this 5-signal morning protocol accomplishes for you. Signal 1 is simple, and it's called the hydration reset. Here's what most people do every single morning unconsciously. They roll over, grab their phone, then reach for coffee. This is the very first mistake, and it's damaging quietly. When you wake up, you aren't slightly dehydrated. Honestly, you're severely dehydrated, more than most people ever realize. You lost nearly a liter of water just breathing overnight. Your blood viscosity increased measurably while you slept peacefully. Your heart works significantly harder pumping that thicker blood. This cardiovascular strain raises your cortisol before you even move. This is happening quietly, invisibly, before your feet touch the floor. But there's a second, deeper layer to this entire problem. Your adrenal glands don't run on motivation or positive thinking. They run on minerals, specifically sodium and potassium, correctly balanced. When those mineral levels drop, cortisol release increases immediately. It's a cascading stress signal compounding itself every single minute. Most people wake up and make this problem dramatically worse. Coffee is a diuretic, flushing minerals and water out faster. You're literally pouring gasoline onto a cortisol fire, unknowingly. The fix sounds almost too simple, but the science holds. The moment you wake, drink a large glass of water. Room temperature works best, never shockingly cold, ever again. Add 1 small pinch of high-quality sea salt, nothing more. Pink Himalayan works perfectly, or any mineral-rich salt available. Sodium is a biological signal your adrenal glands await eagerly. When your body detects sodium, it relaxes almost instantly, deeply. Resources are available, no need to panic, danger passes. Your aldosterone drops, your adrenaline drops, your cortisol follows. Squeeze half a fresh lemon into that glass for benefit. The potassium supports your liver, amplifies the safety signal further. This single drink lowers cortisol within minutes of drinking it. You aren't forcing anything unnatural onto your own body, ever. You're giving your body permission to finally relax completely. This tiny ritual takes less than a minute of your morning, yet it quietly rewires your entire hormonal starting point instantly. That's signal 1, hydration plus minerals equals biological safety. Signal 2 is the morning light protocol, powerful and simple. Your metabolism isn't random, chaotic, or impossible to control, ever. It's governed by a master clock living inside your brain. Scientists call it the suprachiasmatic nucleus, remarkable in every way. This tiny cluster controls your entire hormonal rhythm, daily, precisely. It decides when you wake, sleep, and feel energized, always. When this clock falls out of sync, everything breaks down fast. Cortisol stays elevated during hours it should be declining. You feel wired and exhausted simultaneously, confusing and exhausting, truly. You crave sugar constantly without understanding the actual reason. No amount of exercise fixes a broken circadian clock, ever. Here's what most people do, quietly destroying their entire morning.
They wake and flip on bright artificial overhead lighting immediately. Or they grab their phone, staring into a glowing blue screen. This artificial light sends a biologically confusing signal to your brain. It delivers roughly 500 lux, not nearly strong enough. Not strong enough to trigger a proper hormonal wake-up process, but strong enough to create low-grade anxiety inside you, quietly. Your brain genuinely doesn't know if it's dawn or dusk, so the sharp cortisol spike you actually need never arrives. Instead, you get that dragging, confused, anxious morning feeling again. The fix requires stepping outside within 30 minutes of waking. You don't need to run, you don't need to exercise. Just expose your eyes to direct, natural morning sunlight, briefly. No sunglasses, 5 to 10 minutes is genuinely all it takes. Even on a fully overcast day, the sun delivers 10,000 lux. That's 20 times more powerful than any artificial indoor light. Those photons hit your retina, traveling straight to your hypothalamus. Your hypothalamus controls your hormonal system, responding within minutes, reliably. 3 things happen simultaneously the moment this light signal arrives. First, a sharp, healthy cortisol spike fires, then declines cleanly. That's the exact pattern creating sustainable, clean morning energy naturally. Second, your circadian clock resets. Your body finally understands morning. Third, your brain begins producing serotonin, converting later into melatonin. All 3 happen automatically, requiring nothing from you except stepping outside. By getting morning sunlight early, you're programming better sleep tonight. One short walk outside becomes tomorrow's deeper, more restorative sleep. That's signal 2. Light equals orientation, orientation equals total safety. Signal 3 is the 90-minute caffeine rule, genuinely frustrating initially. This is the signal making people angry the very first time. You must wait 90 full minutes before drinking any caffeine. Not 60 minutes, not 45 minutes, 90 complete, uninterrupted minutes. I already know exactly what you're thinking right now, honestly. You need your coffee immediately. Your morning feels incomplete without it. I completely understand that feeling because it's entirely real, valid. But this single change does more than any restrictive diet ever. Here's what actually happens inside your brain while you sleep. Your brain accumulates metabolic waste products throughout every single night. One specific byproduct is a molecule called adenosine. Remember this. Adenosine creates sleep pressure, the exact molecule making you tired. During sleep, your brain works to flush that adenosine out completely. But when you first wake, residual adenosine still circulates actively. Your brain remains partially inside sleep mode in those first minutes. When you drink coffee immediately, caffeine rushes to bind adenosine. It blocks the tired signal completely. You feel suddenly artificially alert. But the adenosine itself hasn't gone anywhere at all, ever. It waits patiently, accumulating quietly behind a growing biochemical dam. All morning long, silently building, waiting for its moment to strike. Then, in the early afternoon, the caffeine wears completely off. Suddenly, the dam breaks. Adenosine floods your entire system instantly. Your energy crashes catastrophically. Your brain panics, releasing emergency cortisol. This creates a massive afternoon cortisol spike at the worst time. What do you do when you crash in the afternoon, honestly? You reach for sugar. Your blood sugar spikes uncontrollably fast. Insulin floods your bloodstream, locking that energy straight into fat. One single cup, sipped too early, quietly shapes your entire afternoon. All of this traces back to drinking coffee too early. By waiting 90 minutes, you let adenosine clear naturally, completely.
The natural cortisol awakening response completes its full healthy cycle. When you finally drink coffee later, it doesn't crash you. It enhances your already alert, stable neurological state beautifully instead. Clean energy, no afternoon crash, no spike, no sugar craving. 90 minutes feels long only until you experience the difference firsthand. That's signal 3. Patience equals metabolic stability throughout your day. Signal 4 is called the optic flow walk, oddly powerful. Everyone online tells you to do intense training every morning. Burpees at dawn, sprints before breakfast, maximum effort, maximum results.
Supposedly, genuinely terrible advice for anyone carrying visceral fat, stressed. High-intensity exercise creates something called a hypoxia signal internally. Your cells suddenly lack oxygen during intense physical exertion, briefly. Your body interprets this deprivation as a serious biological danger. It releases more cortisol in response, not less, every single time. You're literally telling your belly fat to stay locked down. You're signaling maximum emergency through maximum effort, worst timing possible. The real answer isn't rest, but it also isn't intensity. The answer is a slow, deliberate forward walk in morning light. Here's the specific mechanism almost nobody in fitness ever mentions. It's not about calories burned during this gentle walk, honestly. It's about something neuroscientists call optic flow, acting on your amygdala. When you walk forward, images continuously pass across your visual field. This flowing visual information travels directly to your amygdala, instantly. Your amygdala is your brain's dedicated threat detection center, always. Research clearly shows optic flow actively quiets amygdala activity significantly. It measurably lowers anxiety, measurably lowers cortisol every single time. Evolutionarily, forward movement meant agency, control, active survival behavior, always. Walking forward told your ancient nervous system you were safe. Your body responds to this primal signal by dropping its guard. No app, no tracker, no treadmill required for this to work. Just 10 to 15 minutes outside combines light with movement. It's a powerful double message of safety sent to your biology. Your body receives it clearly. We are active, in control, safe. This is the exact state where visceral fat becomes accessible. No sweat, no burpees, no exhaustion, just quiet forward movement. That's signal 4. Forward motion equals permission to release stored fat. Signal 5 is the dopamine protection protocol, the final piece. Do not check your phone for the first 30 minutes, ever. Not one notification, not one email, not even a weather check. Here's the precise biological reason this matters more than expected. When you open social media upon waking, you flood a vulnerable brain. Your brain is in its most impressionable state those first minutes. You're flooding it with dopamine and cortisol simultaneously, unprepared, instantly. You're instantly reacting to other people's emergencies, drama, manufactured urgency. You're absorbing bad news, comparison, arguments, anxiety-inducing endless content, constantly. Your sympathetic nervous system activates within seconds before you've even stood up this morning. Yet you've already told your body the world is burning down. You did this before you even brushed your teeth this morning. Lock everything down, store every calorie, prepare for incoming disaster. By simply delaying your phone, you protect your morning chemistry entirely. You allow your parasympathetic nervous system to establish genuine calm. This isn't about being spiritual, zen, or doing a digital detox. This is pure metabolic survival science backed by measurable research data. A brain starting the day reactive stays reactive for hours afterward. Cortisol stays elevated all day. Your belly stays locked in storage. A brain starting the day proactively stays regulated and calm longer. Cortisol drops naturally. Your belly unlocks. Fat burning becomes default. Silence in the morning becomes fuel for the entire rest of your day. That's signal 5. Protected attention equals metabolic freedom all day. Here's the complete 5-signal protocol, laid out in exact order. The moment you wake, do not touch your phone, ever. Right after that, drink your adrenal cocktail immediately, without delay. Water, sea salt, and lemon combined together in one glass. Then step outside, get 10 minutes of direct natural sunlight unprotected. After that, begin your optic flow walk, forward, slow, deliberate. Walk for around 15 minutes, nothing rushed, nothing forced whatsoever. Return inside calmly afterward. Still no phone, still no screens. Read something instead. Journal quietly, or simply breathe deeply. Present. Only once 90 full minutes have passed, enjoy your coffee, guilt-free. That's the entire protocol. 5 signals, 90 minutes, 1 full reset. Your cortisol drops instead of spiking uncontrollably throughout your entire day. Your body stops screaming for emergency energy from outside food sources. It starts quietly accessing the stored energy sitting in your belly. Your LPL enzyme stays calm instead of aggressively locking fat away. Your visceral fat finally becomes accessible for the first time in years. You don't get the afternoon energy crash because you never triggered it. By lunchtime, you're genuinely not ravenous, not desperately reaching for anything. By mid-afternoon, you're not hunting the kitchen for emergency sugar supplies. By dinner, you've consumed noticeably fewer calories, completely effortlessly, naturally. You didn't diet, didn't restrict, didn't white-knuckle your way through hunger. And the most beautiful part of all of this is simply this. It requires 0 willpower, 0 discipline, 0 suffering through another diet. It's pure biology. It's alignment. It's finally working with your own body. Most people start every morning by actively fighting their own physiology. They force themselves awake with harsh screens and powerful stimulants immediately. They override their natural cortisol curve before it ever finishes properly. They suppress adenosine with caffeine, then wonder why they crash hard. They wonder why they're exhausted, inflamed, and soft around the middle. When you adopt this protocol, you stop forcing and start flowing. Fat loss becomes a quiet side effect of a balanced system. This isn't a diet, isn't a supplement, isn't a pill, ever. This isn't another workout program you'll abandon within a few weeks. This is a biological reprogramming, a complete rewrite of your morning code. Your body was never broken, never once stubborn, never once wrong. It's simply been receiving the wrong instructions at the worst moment. But starting tomorrow morning, you get to change everything, completely, finally. You get to send 5 new signals, rewrite the entire code. Your body has been waiting for these instructions your whole life. Give it those instructions and simply watch what happens next. Watch the swelling fade. Watch the fog lift. Watch the change unfold. Watch what your biology does the moment it's finally given permission. 5 signals, 90 minutes, 1 decision, repeated quietly every single morning. That is genuinely all it takes to change everything from here.